Chapter 51 The Final Battle of the Trial. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Su Shangjie, are you seeking death? A roaring voice came from the forest, the sound shook hundreds of miles, and all spirits were shocked. Su Shangjie and Su Rui hurriedly looked in front of them, and saw a murderous man, holding a sharp sword, rushing towards them. Stop, stop, Lin Bai, I tell you to stop. Seeing Lin Bai with such murderous intent, Su Shangjie was frightened by Lin Bai's murderous intent. He quickly took out his weapon, put it on the necks of Qi Xiaolong and Tai Dan, and shouted at Lin Bai. Lin Bai stopped hurriedly and looked at Su Shangjie coldly. Lin Bai, if you dare to take a step forward, I will slit their throats. Su Shangjie said fiercely. Lin Bai looked unhappy. When Qi Xiaolong saw Lin Bai arriving, he immediately shouted, You idiot, what are you doing here? This Su Shangjie has set up a dragnet and is waiting for you to die. Brother Lin Bai, please leave quickly. Tai Dan also shouted. Lin Bai said coldly, Xiaolong, Tai Dan, don't be afraid. Their goal is me and they won't embarrass you. Su Shangjie, Su Rui, do you know that you have stepped on my bottom line? Lin Bai said coldly. I don't care what your bottom line is, Lin Bai, kneel down for us. Su Rui stood up and roared. What did you say? Say it again. Lin Bai glared at Su Rui angrily. Su Rui was so frightened that his legs weakened. The person in front of him could kill the new king as easily as slaughtering a dog. Su Rui is no match for him. Su Rui said hurriedly, if you don't kneel down, Qi Xiaolong and Tai Dan will be dead. Su Shangjie also roared, that's right, Lin Bai kneels down, destroys his cultivation, cuts off his arms, and we will let Qi Xiaolong and Tai Dan go. Qi Xiaolong roared, you guys can't be so stupid. Of course I won't be like them. Su Shangjie, Su Rui, do you really think I'm standing here chatting with you? Suddenly at this moment, Lin Bai had already prepared a sword energy in his hand. The moment he opened his mouth, Lin Bai flew out with a sword, and the sword energy immediately split the heaven and earth, and landed on Su Shangjie's arm. Puff, the sword energy cut off Su Shangjie's hand that was holding the weapon alive. Ah, my hands! A shrill scream came from Su Shangjie's mouth. Lin Bai, I want you to die. Su Shang gritted his teeth and roared at Lin Bai, the murderous look in his eyes almost swallowing up Lin Bai. Su Shangjie, Su Rui, even the King of Heaven and I will not even think of saving you today. Lin Bai cut off Su Shangjie's arm so that Qi Xiaolong and Tai Dan were no longer under the control of others. In a flash, Lin Bai stepped forward and pierced Su Rui's throat with a sword, sprinkling blood on Su Shangjie's face. Miss Yi Suxin, take action quickly, Lin Bai is here. Seeing Lin Bai killing Su Rui, Su Shangjie hurriedly rolled and crawled towards the 10-mile slope. Lin Bai, you are finally here. This is the burial place I chose for you, do you like it? A woman's cold voice came from deep within 10 miles of the slope. The scenery is pleasant and it is a very good burial place. Unfortunately, this is not the place to bury me, but the place to bury you. Lin Bai swung his sword to cut off the rope that tied Qi Xiaolong and Tai Dan. Is it? Yi Suxin said disapprovingly. The ground shook with a rumble. A huge black python climbed up the mountain and stared at Lin Bai, spitting out the snake message with a pair of cold and bloodthirsty eyes. At the same time, Shalipo walked out wearing a savage bull whose body was burning with flames and a vicious wolf with saliva dripping from its mouth. The monsters of the true martial realm. The flame-stepping bull and the black demonic wolf. When Lin Bai saw it, he was immediately frightened. During the trial, there were only 4 monster beasts in the true martial realm. An earth lizard king has been killed by Lin Bai, and the remaining sky-swallowing demon pythons, black demon wolves, and flame-walking bulls were all recovered by Yi Suxin. What kind of magic did this woman use to actually make 3 monsters in the true martial arts realm listen to her words? Lin Bai was extremely curious in his heart. This kind of method is truly unprecedented and unheard of. Lin Bai, even if you were a god descending to earth today, you would definitely die. When Su Shangjie saw Yi Suxin walking out sitting on the body of the Taoyan barbarian bull, he immediately laughed wildly and said to Lin Bai. Xiaolong, Tai Dan, you go out first. Leave this to me. Lin Bai said coldly. Brother Lin Bai, let's stay and help you. Tai Dan suggested. Your cultivation level is too low. Staying here will only distract me. If I take action later, I won't be able to protect you. Lin Bai said. Qi Xiaolong said, Tai Dan, let's go out first. As long as we leave, Yi Suxin won't be able to kill Lin Bai and Lin Bai can escape on his own. It's up to us. If we continue to stay, Lin Bai will be controlled by others again. Qi Xiaolong was very aware of the situation in front of him. If he and Tai Dan hadn't been caught by Su Shangjie, Lin Bai would never have come to Shilipo. Well, brother Lin Bai, you have to be careful and come back alive. Tai Dan said worriedly. Okay, let's go. Lin Bai smiled and said. Qi Xiaolong took Tai Dan and flew away from Shilipo. Lin Bai, I'll give you a chance, you can kill yourself. Yi Suxin said coldly, sitting cross-legged on the body of the Taoyan barbarian bull. Killing yourself, that's impossible. Besides, do you really think I will lose to you? Lin Bai said coldly. Do you think you still have a chance to make a comeback? In the hands of 3 true martial realm monsters, do you still have a chance to survive? Yi Suxin said with a sneer. That's not necessarily the case. It just so happens that I also need these 3 monster beasts of the true martial realm to improve my cultivation. Lin Bai smiled coldly. Humph, you are talking arrogantly. Ox, crush him. Yi Suxin snorted coldly and slapped the Taoyan bull. Suddenly the cow roared angrily, and with all 4 hooves exerting force, it charged toward Lin Bai angrily. The huge force caused the tower to crack a crack on the ground with every step it took. Moo. Roaring again and again, the flames burned the sky. Lin Bai jumped up anxiously, and at this moment, the black demon wolf and the sky-swallowing demonic python came to kill him. Under joint control, all Lin Bai's escape routes were blocked. Let's see if you survive this time. Yi Suxin roared angrily. Kill me, the warrior of the Divine Alliance, and you should pay for it with blood. Lin Bai said angrily, what's so great about the Divine Alliance? Give me 1 year and I will destroy the Divine Alliance. It's a joke, just because you still want to destroy the Divine Alliance, you must first get out of this trial alive. Yi Suxin said with a sneer. Do you really think that you can be invincible if you control 3 demonic beasts of the true martial realm? Next, watch my dreams shattered with 1 sword. Kill 1 person in 10 steps. Lin Bai took 10 steps, and 10 blood shadows merged into his body. A scarlet sword pierced through with a ray of aurora sword chi, and hit the black demon wolf's abdomen hard. The black demon wolf was knocked out and rolled down 100 meters away. There was a bloody hole in his abdomen as big as a fist, and he was bleeding crazily. Chapter 52 Death of Su Shangjie. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Ow, the black demon wolf fell 100 meters away, roaring in pain. What? You actually defeated the black devil wolf with 1 sword, Yi Suxin said in disbelief. The black demon wolf is a monster beast at the 1st level of the true martial realm. It is famous for its speed. Many warriors have died under the speed and thunderous attacks of the black demon wolf. The black demon wolf, who was famous for his speed, was actually counterattacked by Lin Bai with a sword when he launched a surprise attack. If you tell me this, no one will believe it. I said, watch me crush your illusions and your pride with 1 sword strike. Lin Bai said coldly. Humph, I just luckily defeated the black demonic wolf soon. Kill him for me, the sky-swallowing demon python. Yi Suxin raised his head to the sky and roared, and the huge body of the heaven-swallowing demonic python moved in response, crushing Lin Bai forcefully. With a flick of its tail, the snake's tail stirred up the wind and sand, crushing all things and hitting Lin Bai. Ox, flame. When Yi Suxin saw the sky-swallowing demonic python taking action, he immediately slapped the flame-stepping bull. The Taoyan barbarian bull opened its mouth and spat out, and a fire dragon roared out and headed straight for Lin Bai. The combined attack of the sky-swallowing demonic python and the flame-stepping barbarian bull, both of which were 1st-level true martial realm monsters, was extremely powerful. Su Shangjie laughed wildly and said, Ha, Lin Bai, let's see if you Survive this time. This is the consequences of offending our divine alliance. If you offend the divine alliance, you will only die. Lin Bai's face turned green and white for a while. Under the siege of the sky-swallowing demonic python and the flame-taking barbarian bull, Lin Bai felt a breath of death. Humph, it's too early for you to be happy. Buzz. Suddenly, an astonishing aura emanated from Lin Bai's body. The moment this aura unfolded, Lin Bai stood there like a sharp sword coming out of his body, trying to cut the sky into pieces. A vast and boundless momentum immediately enveloped the area within 100 meters. Here is the mysterious power that Lin Bai got from Lei Juejian's intention. This is, sword intent. Yi Suxin looked at Lin Bai in horror. The will of martial arts cannot be comprehended by many peerless geniuses in the heavenly martial realm. How can you, a warrior at the 9th level of martial arts, comprehend it? Yi Suxin exclaimed. So this is the sword's intention. Thank you for telling me. In order to repay you, I will let you die a happy death. Lin Bai suddenly drew his sword, and with the blessing of sword intention, Lin Bai's sword technique suddenly doubled in power. Humph, don't think that you are invincible because of your sword intent. 3 of my true martial realm monsters are coming to kill you, and you are still going to die. The fire-walking bull, the black demon wolf, the sky-eating demon python. Yi Suxin suddenly shouted loudly. The flame-riding bull spits out flames that destroy the sky. The black demon wolf walked on the edge, looking for opportunities to strike Lin Bai's life. The head of the sky-swallowing demon python was taken high up, opened its bloody mouth at Lin Bai from the sky, and bit it down. Fuck them all. Once the sword comes out, everything becomes silent. Boom. A crescent sword light swept out, hitting the head of the flame-taking barbarian bull hard, and chopped the flames in his mouth together with its head into pieces. Yi Su, who was sitting cross-legged behind the Taoyan barbarian bull, was startled and hurriedly got out. The moment she left the back of the Taoyan barbarian bull, the Taoyan barbarian bull was cut in half from head to tail by Lin Bai's sword. Roar dash. At this moment, the black demon wolf finally found a chance and pounced from Lin Bai's back. The mouth was full of sharp teeth, so sharp that they seemed to tear Lin Bai into pieces in an instant. Roll. The moment Lin Bai saw the black demonic wolf, he swung his sword away with his backhand, and the sword light pierced through. Poof. The sword light beheaded the black demonic wolf, his head flew away, and blood filled the air. Buzz. At this moment, a foul smell came from above. Lin Bai looked up and saw that the sky-swallowing demonic python had wrapped him up and swallowed him into its belly. At the moment Lin Bai was swallowed by the sky-swallowing demon python. Break it for me. Lin Bai swung his sword, and with an extremely sharp sword, he made a big hole in the body of the sky-swallowing demonic python, and Lin Bai got out. If you dare to eat me, I will chop off your head and see if you still eat it. The sword fell, and the sword light cut off the head of the sky-swallowing demonic python with unparalleled power. Call. A breeze blew by, and the corpses of 3 monster beasts at the first level of the true martial realm fell on the 10-mile slope, and their blood flowed into a small river. What? Shangjie stared at the scene in front of him with wide eyes. Incredible. Shangjie would never have thought in his wildest dreams that even 3 monsters in the true martial realm controlled by Yi Suxin could not kill Lin Bai. Instead, Lin Bai was asked to kill all 3 monsters in the true martial realm. How is this possible? Yi Suxin also opened his mouth wide and looked at Lin Bai in surprise. It's your turn now. After Lin Bai killed 3 true martial realm monsters, he looked at Yi Suxin and Shangjie with murderous intent. The sword flew over and took Shangjie's life gate directly. Lin Bai, don't kill me. My eldest brother is Su Zilong, one of the top 10 disciples of the outer sect. If you kill me, you will cause endless trouble. My eldest brother and I are both disciples of the Divine Alliance, and my eldest brother still holds a high position in the Divine Alliance. If you kill me, my elder brother will definitely mobilize the Divine Alliance warriors to beat you to death. Shangjie said in horror. He quickly revealed the status of his eldest brother, Su Zilong, in the Lingjian sect. I hope Lin Bai will be afraid of Su Zilong's status and not dare to kill him. Noisy. When Lin Bai Fei rushed over, his face showed a trace of impatience. Su Shangjie knew that Su Zilong's name could not scare Lin Bai, so he suddenly became anxious. Yi Suxin, save me quickly, save me quickly. I am a warrior of the Divine Alliance, please save me quickly. Yi Suxin saw that Lin Bai was filled with murderous intent and looked like he was determined to die. To be honest, she was also frightened by Lin Bai. After taking a look at Su Shangjie, Yi Suxin turned around and ran, heading straight for the Lingjin sect. That when Su Shangjie saw Yi Suxin running away, he felt despair. His eldest brother Su Zilong could not save him. Yi Suxin also ran away now. No one here can save Su Shangjie anymore. Poof. A sword pierced Su Shangjie's heart, and the sound of the sword entering the blood was extremely harsh. Ha ha ha, Lin Bai, if you kill me, you will be buried with me. I said that the Imperial Su family, my eldest brother, and the Divine Alliance will not let you go. Su Shangjie vomited blood from his mouth, but still said with a ferocious smile, I'll wait for you on the road to Huangquan. Then just wait, I will send your eldest brother and your Su family down to see you. Lin Bai made a burst of sword movement, and the sword light flew and chopped Su Shangjie's body into pieces. Yi Suxin, where are you going? After killing Su Shangjie and putting away the storage bag in his hand, Lin Bai turned around and chased after Yi Suxin. This woman grabbed Qi Xiaolong and Taidan to blackmail Lin Bai, which had already angered Lin Bai. Lin Bai would not be able to quell his anger unless he killed Yi Suxin. Chapter 53 Chasing Yi Suxin. You are listening at novelfull.audio. The trial lasts only half a day passed quickly. Su's disciples hunted enough monsters in Qingyu Mountain and returned to the entrance of Qingyu Mountain. They found the elder and a group of outer disciples, handed over the tokens, and passed the trial. This trial was controlled by Ji Bei, and every disciple took out a token and handed it to Ji Bei. After Ji Bei confirmed his identity as a disciple of the extra sect, these disciples who passed the trial did not leave, but stood behind and waited for the final result. They are all relatively ordinary disciples and have no ability to compete for the first place, so they are also curious about who can get the first place in this trial. I don't know who will get the first place this time, Yi Suxin, Bai Huatian, Long Yao, Long Ba, or Yi Guxing, Nanli Dao. It's hard to say. These people are all very strong. Anyone who can become the new king has very strong power. Yes, but I am still optimistic about Long Ba. This person's physical body is too powerful. Even if Yi Suxin confronts him head-on, he may not be able to kill him. Bai Huatian isn't bad either. Don't make any wild guesses. The first place in this trial is none other than Yi Suxin. The warriors who passed the trial gathered together and started talking. Ji Bei closed his eyes to rest and paid no attention to these sounds. From a distance, a man came quickly. Look, it's senior brother Xiang Tianyi. Senior brother Xiang Tianyi is already well known in the outer sect and is one of the top 10 disciples of the outer sect. Is he actually here to watch the ceremony? Senior brother Xiang Tianyi is probably here for Yi Suxin. Yi Suxin has a great background and seems to be related to a certain high-ranking person in the Divine Alliance. Yes, Yi Suxin seems to have really great origins. Many disciples were surprised when they saw Xiang Tian arriving. As soon as Xiang Tian arrived, he first went to give Ji Bei a gift, then stood aside with his hands behind his back, waiting for Yi Suxin to come out. As they say, Yi Suxin's background is too great to allow any mistakes. She is the young sect master's fiancée, and the love of his life. If something happens to her, Xiang Tianyi may not be able to bear the consequences. Brother Xiang, it turns out you are here too. As soon as Xiang Tianyi arrived, he heard the kind laughter of a young man. Xiang Tian looked back and suddenly smiled. Brother Su, why do you have time to come to Qingyu Mountain to play? Khan, my incompetent brother at home is participating in the review. My father asked me to come and help him. This person is Su Zilong, one of the top 10 disciples of the outer sect. Su Shangjie and Su Rui. I know these two people. A few days ago, they asked me to help teach a disciple. You were in retreat at the time, otherwise there would be no need for me to take action. Xiang Tianyi smiled. Speaking of this, I have to thank you. Let's go have a drink when he is free. Su Zilong chuckled. The top 10 disciples of the outer sect are all warriors of the Divine Alliance, therefore, their relationship with each other is not bad, especially this time. Su Zilong was grateful to Xiangtianyi for standing up for Su Shangjie and Su Rui. Okay, after this trial is over, we will go have a drink. Xiangtianyi also said with a smile. Stop running away, you can't run away. Lin Bai was in the forest, flying over the trees blocking his way, staring like a falcon at a figure covered in blood in front of him. A sword flew out, smashing all the trees along the way, and hit Yi Suxin's back. Yi Suxin spurted out a mouthful of blood, making her already pale complexion darken again. Lin Bai, I will definitely kill you, Yi Suxin said with anger. Call out. Her speed increased again and she headed straight for the exit of Qingyu Mountain. Lin Bai was a little annoyed. This woman's fighting ability was not very good, but her body skills were particularly powerful, and Lin Bai couldn't even do anything to him. It seems that after passing the trial, I have obtained a method to practice. Otherwise, chasing people will be a big loss. But I also want an offensive swordsmanship, and the weeping blood swordsmanship can no longer keep up with my needs at the moment. Lin Bai suddenly had this idea in his mind. It's finally out. Yi Su's heart was in the forest, and he fled in panic for half an hour, and finally saw the exit of Qingyu Mountain. No, she's going out. Lin Bai knew that if Yi Suxin ran out, it would be difficult to kill her within the Lingjian sect. As soon as he thought of this, Lin Baijian's body lit up with thunderous light. He slashed out angrily. Thunder sword. The powerful thunder god's sword light shattered all the trees in front of it, and hit Yi Suxin hard on the back again, spreading her beautiful back and flesh, revealing the dense white bones. Poof! Yi Suxin flew forward, just in time to fly out of Qingyu Mountain. Ji Bei was standing at the exit of Qingyu Mountain, closing his eyes to relax. Xiangtianyi and Su Zilong were talking and laughing. At this moment, I suddenly saw a figure covered in blood flying out. Ji Bei opened his eyes. Xiangtianyi and Su Zilong were not talking, and they all looked at each other in surprise. The figure that fell on the ground was covered in blood, especially the several sword marks on her descendant. Each of which was shocking. Who is this person? You're actually so seriously injured. The injuries on her body seemed to be sword wounds. Many warriors saw this figure lying on the ground, dying. The figure raised his head with great effort and looked at Ji Bei. Ji Bei was shocked. He naturally knew the origin of Yi Suxin. How could Ji Bei not know the young sect leader's fiancée? Moreover, when Yi Suxin came to Lingjian sect, the young sect leader had greeted all the elders and took good care of Yi Suxin. If the young sect leader knew that Yi Suxin was like this, I am afraid that the entire Lingjian sect would tremble in anger. Yi Suxin. Miss Yi. Xiangtianyi and Su Zilong were shocked and flew over quickly to help Yi Suxin up. Xiangtianyi's face was full of nervousness. If Yi Suxin died, he would have no way to explain to the young sect leader. After all, the young sect master asked Xiangtianyi to protect Yi Suxin. Xiangtianyi hurriedly drank all the precious healing medicine in the storage bag to Yi Suxin. After taking the elixir, Yi Suxin's complexion improved slightly. Kill him, kill him. Yi Suxin regained some strength, stared at Qingyu Mountain and roared. Miss Yi, who hurt you? Xiangtianyi asked. Lin Bai. Yi Suxin gritted his silver teeth and roared angrily. Xiangtian looked shocked. Isn't this Lin Bai the warrior who stood up for Su Shangjie and Su Rui that day and had a 3-month contract with him? Hearing the word Lin Bai, Ji Bei's expression was slightly startled, but he quickly came back to his senses. Swish, swish, swish. At this moment, at the exit of Qingyu Mountain, a man walked out slowly, stepping on dead leaves. Chapter 54. The trial is over. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Lin Bai walked out of Qingyu Mountain and glanced at Yi Suxin, who was protected by Xiangtianyi and Su Zilong behind him. He sighed secretly in his heart, still unable to kill Yi Suxin. It seems that the attack swordsmanship really cannot keep up with my needs. Otherwise, how could Yi Suxin escape from my sword? With my current level, I need at least one copy of swordsmanship and martial arts of the 3rd level and above of the Xian level, and 1 copy of the movement and martial arts of the 3rd level and above of the Xian level. This is the best. Lin Bai said slowly in his heart. After walking out of Qingyu Mountain, Lin Bai did not continue to attack Yi Suxin. First, this place is no longer in a trial. Anyone who kills people outside the trial will be severely punished by the Spirit Sword sect. Second, with Xiang Tianyi and Su Zilong, 2 of the top 10 disciples of the outer sect, Lin Bai couldn't kill Yi Suxin. If he tried forcefully, he would probably be killed again. Third, since everyone is a disciple of the Lingjian sect, there will be plenty of opportunities for revenge in the future, so there is no rush. He is Lin Bai. From what Yi Suxin said just now, it seems that Lin Bai injured her. That's interesting. Lin Bai must be impatient if he dares to fight the warriors of the Divine Alliance. Seeing Lin Bai take action, the warriors laughed sarcastically. In their opinion, Lin Bai might not live long anymore. If you mess with the Divine Alliance in the Lingjian sect, it is equivalent to making a fool of yourself in the palace of the King of Hell. The King of Hell will have to send you to the 18th level of Hell. Lin Bai, hand over your token. Ji Bei was the first to speak before he could face Tianyi and Su Zilong. Lin Bai stepped forward, took out all the tokens from several storage bags, and handed them to Ji Bei. These tokens were all snatched by Lin Bai. Lin Bai didn't know how many there were specifically. Lin Bai, 321 tokens. After Ji Bei finished counting, he raised his voice and said, "Very good, Lin Bai, from now on, you are an outer disciple of the Lingjian sect. Anyone who dares to touch you will be the enemy of the Lingjian sect. You have to remember that no matter where you go, you have the support of the Spirit Sword sect behind you." Ji Bei said to Lin Bai meaningfully. "Thank you, Elder." Lin Bai thanked him. "Be careful, Xiang Tianyi and Su Zilong may make things difficult for you," Ji Bei warned in a low voice. "In the Lingjian sect, I don't believe they dare to kill me," Lin Bai said in a low voice. "Elder Ji Bei, what about what you promised me?" Lin Bai asked. Ji Bei said, "I have already gone to invite Ling Tianzi to come down the mountain. You may be able to see him later in the apprenticeship hall." "Thank you." Lin Bai thanked him. Ever since Lin Bai benefited from Lei Juejian's intentions in the Baiyanfeng study hall, he had made up his mind to become a disciple of Ling Tianzi. As Lin Yu said, "I am afraid that only Ling Tianzi and the Lingjian sect can teach him some real skills." "Lin Bai, let me ask you, what happened to Yi Suxin's injuries?" Xiang Tianyi suddenly stood up and roared at Lin Bai. "It's ridiculous. If you don't ask him about her injuries, you have to ask me." Lin Bai laughed mockingly. "How dare you hurt Miss Yi Su's heart? You are the birthday boy and drink arsenic. You don't want to live longer," Xiang Tianyi roared. "Those who kill, people always kill. It was Yi Suxin who tried to kill me first, so I fought back. Although my cultivation level is not high, I am not a soft persimmon that can be manipulated by others. Does it mean that if she wants to kill me, I should just wait for death?" Lin Bai retorted coldly. "We, the warriors of the Divine Alliance, want to kill you. It will be your 8 lifetime blessings," Xiang Tianyi said angrily. "Ha ha ha, the warriors of the Divine Alliance are so majestic," Lin Bai sneered. "Damn it, I have to make you pay the price today." As soon as Xiang Tian was angered by Lin Bai, his whole body was shaken. An aura of the 9th level of the true martial realm was immediately released and suppressed towards Lin Bai. This force was like a heavy mountain, weighing Lin Bai breathless. "Xiang Tianyi, don't mess around." Ji Bei was furious, and a powerful aura spread out from Xiang Tianyi, suppressing Xiang Tianyi in one fell swoop. "Elder Ji Bei, this person dares to hurt Yi Su's heart. This is a capital crime. Do you still want to protect him?" Xiang Tianyi glared at Ji Bei and said. "In trials, there is death and life. These are all fate. You can kill Lin Bai in the trial, and you can kill Lin Bai outside the Spirit Sword sect, but you can't do it here. This place is within the Spirit Sword sect. If you kill people here, where does that leave the Spirit Sword sect's rules?" Ji Bei said coldly. Okay, what a sect rule. Xiang Tianyi could also see that Ji Bei was determined to protect Lin Bai. Lin Bai, do you dare to go to the stage of life and death to fight me? Elder Ji Bei, on the stage of life and death, you will stop meddling in other people's business. Xiang Tianyi said angrily. Ji Bei said slightly, the platform of life and death, where life and death are decided, is where disciples of the sect resolve their personal grievances. Naturally, I will not interfere. Okay, Lin Bai, do you dare to go to the stage of life and death with me? Xiang Tianyi yelled at Lin Bai. You provoke me over and over again. Do you really think I'm easy to bully? Xiang Tianyi, haven't we already made an agreement? 3 months later, I will behead you on the stage of life and death, Lin Bai said coldly. 3 months, I'm afraid you won't dare to come, Xiang Tianyi said angrily. If I don't come, it will be your grandson. Lin Bai said angrily. Okay, I'll wait for you for 3 months. After 3 months, I will definitely crush you to ashes. Xiang Tianyi roared angrily. Lin Bai and Xiang Tianyi glared at each other. Xiang Tianyi repeatedly threatened to kill Lin Bai, which had already made Lin Bai unhappy. 3 months are enough for me to break through to the 9th level of the true martial realm. Just wait to die, Xiang Tianyi, Lin Bai said coldly in his heart. At this moment, a man in black robe walked out of the quiet mountain. There was a shining knife hidden in the robe in his hand. Nanli Dao. It's so lively. Nanli Dao smiled faintly. Ji Bei said, hand over your token. Nanli Dao took out the token and handed it to Ji Bei. Ji Bei counted, 120 tokens. Stand aside. After the other disciples come out, I will take you to the disciple recruitment hall. Ji Bei said. Nanli Dao said, others? I should be the last one, there is no one else. Su Zilong said at this moment, nonsense, my disciples Su Shangjie and Su Rui haven't come out yet, how can there be no others? Yes, there are only 4 new kings, one is Yi Suxin, one is Lin Bai, one is Yi Guxing, and one is you. Bai Huatian, Long Ba, Moe, Long Yao and others haven't come out yet. Other warriors also said. Nanli Dao smiled strangely, they can't get out. Su Zilong said coldly, what do you mean? Nanli Dao smiled and said, they are all dead, how can they come out? What? They're all dead. Did so many new kings die in this trial? Many warriors said in surprise. Did you kill them? Su Zilong roared. Nanli Dao shrugged his shoulders and said helplessly, I think so too, but unfortunately I don't have such great ability. You have to ask Lin Bai, these people all died in his hands. Click. Nanli Dao's words were like a bolt from the blue. Lin Bai killed 6 newcomer kings. This news is really shocking. All the warriors looked at Lin Bai in surprise. Killing 6 new kings with one hand requires such incredible fighting power. Su Zilong said angrily, Lin Bai, where are my brothers Su Shangjie and Su Rui? Lin Bai sneered and said, your brother offered a reward of 20,000 yuan for my head during the trial, so I went to give it to him. Unfortunately, his life was not good, and he was killed by me before he could get my head. Can you blame me? What about Su Rui? Su Zilong asked. Kill them together. Lin Bai replied casually, Kaka. Su Zilong looked at Lin Bai with a ferocious look on his face, and his teeth chattered loudly. If it weren't for the fact that this place was within the Lingjian sect, Su Zilong would have wanted to fly up and crush Lin Bai to death right now. Okay, Lin Bai, do you dare to fight me on the stage of life and death? Su Zilong was angry for a long time and said angrily, as soon as he opened his mouth, everyone realized that he had bitten his teeth into pieces and spurted out blood. They looked at Lin Bai with a look of hatred on his face. Okay, see you on the stage of life and death in 3 months. Lin Bai said. I will definitely kill you with my own hands to avenge my brother. Su Zilong roared. I said before, your brother offered a reward to kill me, and he deserves to die. Lin Bai said coldly. At this time, Ji Bei raised his arms and shouted, stop arguing, the disciples who have passed the trial will follow me to the disciple recruitment hall. Xiang Tianyi, take Yi Suxin back to rest. Ji Bei said. Xiang Tianyi was extremely dissatisfied with Ji Bei at this moment. If Ji Bei hadn't stopped him, or if Ji Bei had turned a blind eye, Lin Bai would have died at this moment. It's a pity that Ji Bei is determined to protect Lin Bai. Xiang Tianyi was also helpless, he couldn't beat Ji Bei. I will report this matter to the young sect leader in 3 months. Elder Ji Bei, I hope you will not regret what you did today. Xiang Tianyi took Yi Suxin and Su Zilong and left. What if Xiang Tianyi went to tell the young sect master now that his fiancée was beaten half to death, and that person was still at large? Then it is estimated that the young sect master may directly kill Xiang Tianyi in his anger, but 3 months later it was different. 3 months later, Xiang Tianyi took Lin Bai's head to report. And then he could give an explanation to the young sect master, maybe the punishment will be lighter. Chapter 55 I don't want to. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Ji Bei drank Su Zilong and Xiang Tianyi away. Yi Suxin was also taken away by them and did not participate in the following disciple recruitment meeting. Recruiting a disciple is when the elders in the Supreme Spirit Sword sect select outstanding disciples and train them. Ji Bei led a group of surviving warriors, about 300 in number, to the disciple recruitment hall. More than 700 people participated in the assessment, but only more than 300 survived. This survival rate is very low. Lin Bai didn't actually kill many people except for the newcomer kings. In the disciple recruitment hall, all the inner sect elders of Lingjian sect are already waiting here. Seeing Ji Bei and the warriors walking in, they all smiled slightly. In the crowd, Lin Bai stood together with Qi Xiaolong, Tai Dan and others. He is Ling Tianzi. Ji Bei Chuanyuan said to Lin Bai. Lin Bai turned around and looked at a middle-aged man with a long shawl standing at the end of the elders' pavilion, thick eyebrows and big eyes, and an extraordinary heroic spirit, and was shocked. Ling Tianzi didn't notice Lin Bai, he just closed his eyes slightly and rested his mind. Of the more than 700 people, more than 300 survived, which is not bad. Ji Bei brought the warriors in, and the elder of the elder pavilion said with a smile. Elder Ji Bei, please announce the rankings of this review trial, so as to give you some reference opinions. The great elder said with a smile. Okay. Ji Bei responded and announced the rankings that had been calculated. In this review trial, 10 people were extremely outstanding and received many tokens. Starting from the 10th place, Sun Wang, 31 ordinary tokens. The great elder looked intently at the past. Who is Sun Wang? Come forward. The disciple is here. At this time, a thin young man stood beside Ji Bei, trembling and nervous. Show your martial soul level. The great elder said. Yes. Sun Wang moved in response, a burst of light shone, and 7 yellow rings appeared around Sun Wang. A 7th grade yellow level martial spirit is not bad. The great elder praised him a bit. Elders, does anyone want to accept Sun Wang as a disciple? Sun Wang stood in the field, a little nervous and a little expectant. If he were accepted as a disciple by the elder today, it would be equivalent to soaring into the sky within the Lingjian sect, with an elder supporting him. It was as if Ji Bei had been protecting Lin Bai. Even the Divine Alliance had to give him 3 points, therefore, recruiting disciples this time is very important for new warriors. In the disciple recruitment hall, there were more than 100 elders, all of whom were looking at Sun Wang. Since everyone is silent, let me do it. An old man waited for a long time, but no one spoke, so he came out with a smile and said. I'm Kong Shuang. Sun Wang, are you willing to accept me as your teacher? The old man came out and said to Lin Bai, Kong Shuang also has a good status among the elders. When they heard that Kong Shuang wanted to accept a disciple, the other elders also smiled slightly and did not fight against Kong Shuang. Disciple is willing. Sun Wang responded and hurriedly knelt down, kowtow to the master. Get up and wait aside. When the recruitment of disciples is over, you can follow me back to the peak to practice. Each elder is assigned an independent mountain peak and does not have to be crowded with other people. Ji Bei continued at this time. 8th place, Zhang Xuanlong, 35 ordinary tokens. Zhang Xuanlong. A descendant of the Zhang family, right? The elder looked at an old black man not far away and said with a smile. The eldest elder is indeed a descendant of the Zhang family. Xuanlong, come to your second uncle. The old black man stood up and smiled. Yes. Zhang Xuanlong responded and walked behind the black old man. Jibei continued to announce the rankings. Qi Xiaolong and Taidan only killed 20 monsters, and they didn't even make the top 10. The fourth place in this assessment, Wang Ba, has 39 ordinary tokens, that this disciple named Wang Ba was accepted as an apprentice by a disciple. The third place in this assessment, Yi Guxing, has 92 ordinary tokens. Jibei continued. 92 ordinary tokens. It's Yi Guxing, my god, the new king's strength is too terrifying. The difference between third place and fourth place is actually more than 50 tokens. After learning this number, all the warriors in the audience took a deep breath. Yi Guxing, a man of few words, silently walked to the front, cupped his fists and bowed to the elders. Yi Guxing, are you willing to become my teacher? I am also willing to accept you as my disciple. On the spot, in the disciple recruitment hall, 2 elders who had not spoken for a long time stood up and said, "Oh my god, the 10 elders are going to steal people." Zhang Yi and Zhao Qian, among the 10 elders, will accept Yi Guxing as their disciples. When the other warriors saw this scene, they couldn't help but sigh. They begged for help, but no one wanted to take him in. But when Yi Guxing stepped forward, 2 of the top 10 elders wanted to take him as a disciple, compare people to each other, and compare them to death. What are the 10 elders? Lin Bai asked Qi Xiaolong beside him. Qi Xiaolong whispered, in the Lingjian sect, there is also a ranking among the elders. The top 10 elders are the 10 most powerful, Bikuj www.bikugu.xyz, elders in the Lingjian sect today. It's the Great Elder. That's it. Lin Bai suddenly realized, it turns out that the Great Elder is one of the 10 elders. You have to be careful, this Great Elder is Xiang Qian's father. Qi Xiaolong whispered again. What? Lin Bai was a little surprised. This disciple is willing to accept Elder Zhang Yi as his teacher. Yi Guxing hesitated for a moment and then spoke silently. Zhao Qian found out that Yi Guxing did not choose him, and immediately became angry. I hope you don't regret it. After saying that, he returned to his seat, his face as heavy as water. Zhang Yi happily accepted Yi Guxing. Jibei continued, the second place in this assessment, Nanli Dao, has 123 tokens. I want the Nanli knife. Just as Jibei finished speaking, an old man stood up and said. It's Jibei, one of the 10 elders again. The warriors were all shocked when they saw this old man coming out. Jibei, one of the 10 elders, laughed. To be honest, everyone, I found a good jade sword outside, so I guided him to come to Lingjian sect. In this case, you guys won't rob me. Jibei laughed. After the other elders made fun of him, Nanli Dao was successfully defeated by Jibei. Nanli Dao is second, and the next one is first. I have 321 ordinary tokens and 1 purple token, so I'm firmly in first place. Lin Bai took a deep breath and said. Jibei spoke again and looked at Lin Bai. The first place in this assessment, Lin Bai, has 321 ordinary tokens and 1 purple token. Lin Bai stepped forward and bowed. I have met all the elders. When Ling Tianzi saw Lin Bai, there was a hint of interest in his eyes. This Lin Bai is so awesome, more than 300 tokens. Oh my god. The second placed Nanli Dao only has more than 100 tokens, and Lin Bai has more than 300 tokens. Is the gap so big? Many warriors said in disbelief. 321 ordinary tokens and 1 purple token. Lin Bai, you are very good. The Great Elder smiled and said, well, are you willing to become my teacher? The Great Elder stood up with a kind smile and looked at Lin Bai with a smile. The Great Elder is one of the 10 elders of the Spirit Sword sect, second only to the leader of the Spirit Sword sect. He asked to accept Lin Bai as his disciple, and he was confident that Lin Bai would not refuse. The Great Elder actually wants to accept a disciple. Oh my god, the top 10 elders want to accept a disciple. This is an incredible opportunity. Yes, relying on the big tree of the Great Elder, Lin Bai will not be able to walk sideways in the Lingjian sect in the future. Lin Bai, hurry up and agree. After agreeing, the outer sect, inner sect, and core disciples will all be at your fingertips. Qi Xiaolong whispered to Lin Bai impatiently. Lin Bai frowned when he heard that the great elder was accepting disciples. He is Xiang Tianyi's father, and in 3 months, Lin Bai will kill Xiang Tianyi. If you worship him as your teacher, you won't have to bear the reputation of bullying your teacher and destroying your ancestors. Besides, Lin Bai didn't want to become a disciple of the great elder. He still wanted to be a disciple of Ling Tianzi. Great elder, I don't want to. P.S. One more chapter added. Brothers who see this, remember to click to collect it and give it a 5-star review. Chapter 56. Don't accept it. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Great elder, I don't want to. Lin Bai was silent for a while and then said firmly. When the great elder heard this, the smile on his face suddenly stopped, and then he showed a hint of anger. As the great elder of Lingjian sect, he holds the position of one of the 10 elders. Today he offered to accept a disciple, but he was actually rejected, and he refused in front of so many people, which made the great elder feel extremely embarrassed. Just now, Yi Guxing rejected Zhao Qian, which made Zhao Qian furious. What? My ears heard it right, Lin Bai actually refused. Silly, so silly. What a great opportunity to soar into the sky. Many warriors scolded Lin Bai for being an idiot for giving up such a good opportunity and offending the great elder. The great elder's eyes narrowed slightly, and a trace of murderous intent filled the air. Lin Bai, I am giving you a chance, think about it carefully, and then talk about it. Disciple, there is no need to think about it. I don't want to be a disciple of the great elder. Lin Bai said sonorously and forcefully. Wow, the whole audience gasped. This is to confront the great elder. You. The great elder was so angry that he gritted his teeth. The great elder looked back and saw more than 100 warriors looking at him with half-smiling expressions on their faces. The great elder knew very well that these elders were laughing at him, but because of his status and strength, he was unwilling to laugh out loud, so he held it back like this. This junior wants to be a disciple of Elder Ling Tianzi, but I don't know if Senior Ling Tianzi is willing to accept a scoundrel like me. Lin Bai turned around, cupped his fists and said to Ling Tianzi. Everyone's eyes turned together again and fell on a middle-aged man at the end of the elder's pavilion. This middle-aged man stood here without saying a word, just closing his eyes and concentrating. Almost no one noticed him. As Lin Bai spoke at this moment, he finally became the focus of the audience. The first elder glared at Ling Tianzi, then glared at Lin Bai and said, Okay, you would rather be under the sect of such a useless person than mine. Lin Bai, you can do it yourself. As he spoke, the great elder's anger could not be concealed. Senior Ling Tianzi, please accept me. Lin Bai immediately knelt down to worship. Seeing Lin Bai kneeling to be his disciple, Ling Tianzi finally opened his eyes and looked at Lin Bai. No. After Ling Tianzi finished speaking, he turned around and left the apprenticeship hall. Well. The whole audience was dumbfounded. A disciple who refused to be accepted as a disciple by the great elder took the initiative to become a disciple of Emperor Ling, but Emperor Ling actually refused to accept him. Lin Bai was stunned for a moment. When he looked up again, Ling Tianzi had already walked out of the apprenticeship hall. Ji Bei sighed helplessly and whispered to Lin Bai, I said, this person is very weird. No matter what, I will definitely worship you as my teacher. Lin Bai clenched his fists and said firmly. It's over, it's over. If Lin Bai rejects the great elder, he will definitely die without a complete body. Yes, the great elder is famous for his small belly. It's a pity that such a good seedling will not live long. Many elders said with regret in their hearts. There were warriors who refused the great elder's offer to become disciples before, but every month, these warriors died inexplicably. Lin Bai looked at Ling Tianzi's leaving figure dully, and did not come back to his senses for a long time. Emperor Ling actually refused to accept him. I will definitely become your disciple. Isn't the strength shown by my first place in the trial not enough? If it's not enough, I will prove it to you. Lin Bai clenched his fists and said. Ji Bei said at this time, Elders, according to the agreement of the Elder Pavilion, the first place in the trial will be rewarded with a book of Xian-level martial arts. I think Lin Bai is a warrior who practices swordsmanship. I have prepared 3 books of 5th grade Xian level martial arts here, namely Qingfeng sword technique, drip water sword technique, and star slashing sword technique. Lin Bai, you can choose one of the 3 books on swordsmanship. Ji Bei said with a smile. Lin Bai was overjoyed with the martial arts of the 5th grade of Shangjie. What he lacks most now is his offensive sword skills. The Weeping Blood sword technique was at the 5th level of Huang level and could no longer keep up with Lin Bai's needs. Although the Thunder God sword was not bad, its power was only about the 1st level of Xian level, and Lin Bai was not able to use it with ease. At this moment, there is a 5th grade Xian level martial arts training, which just makes up for Lin Bai's gap in attack. Zhang Lai, I don't know much about the 3 martial arts. Can you explain it to me? Lin Bai asked Ji Bei with a smile. Ji Bei Dao, of course that's possible. Let's start with Qingfeng sword technique. Ji Bei also wanted to explain clearly the pros and cons of these 3 sword techniques to Lin Bai, so that Lin Bai would know what martial arts he should choose, but just when Ji Bei opened his mouth to explain the sword technique, the Great Elder said angrily, "What are you talking about?" Ji Bei, only disciples of the 5th level of the Xian level and above are qualified to practice the martial arts of the 5th level of the Xian level. Have you forgotten? Ji Bei was stunned and looked at the Great Elder. The rewards for the review test were selected by the Elder Pavilion. They included not only sword skills, but also boxing skills, body skills, knife skills, etc. A total of more than 30 martial arts books were selected, all of which were of the 5th grade of Xian level. This is a unified standard. Moreover, this matter was also mentioned to the Great Elder, and he agreed. Ji Bei cupped his fists and said, "Great Elder, the rewards for this assessment are all chosen by the Elder Pavilion. I am the Great Elder of the Elder Pavilion. I don't know about this." The Great Elder said impatiently. This boy is naughty. Giving him 5th grade Xian level martial arts skills is a waste. I have a 3rd grade Xian level martial arts here, which I will use as a reward for this assessment. It just so happens that this assessment talks about rewarding Xian level martial arts, but it doesn't mention Xian level grades. The Great Elder said impatiently, threw a black classic from his arms, and threw it at Lin Bai's feet. Okay, this assessment is over, let's adjourn the meeting. After finishing speaking, the Great Elder said impatiently, and then walked out of the apprenticeship hall. Ji Bei looked angry, but he dared not speak out. The warriors present could all see that this was the Great Elder who could make things difficult for Lin Bai. Lin Bai picked up the martial arts book at his feet, which had Dragon River sword technique written on it. As the Great Elder left, many elders also left. Oh, Lin Bai, you have offended the Great Elder. Be careful in the future. The Great Elder is famous for his small belly. Lin Bai, you should find a place to hide first. You will come back when the Great Elder is relieved. Many elders reminded Lin Bai before leaving the apprenticeship hall. Ji Bei walked over and looked at the sword technique in Lin Bai's hand, and was suddenly surprised. It's actually the Dragon River sword technique. Lin Bai asked curiously, "Elder Ji Bei, what is the origin of this Dragon River sword technique?" The Dragon River sword technique is extremely difficult to practice and requires the dragon's sword energy to be concentrated in the dantian. And every time the dragon power sword energy is condensed, a warrior's energy and blood will be drained away. In the past, many warriors practiced the Dragon River sword technique. When a trace of dragon power sword chi was condensed, half of the warrior's life was already taken away. As time goes by, not many warriors are willing to try again. Ji Bei shook his head and said, "You rejected the Great Elder. This is because the Great Elder deliberately wants to make things difficult for you. Using the power of chi and blood to condense dragon power sword chi sounds good." Lin Bai smiled. Others lacked the power of chi and blood, but Lin Bai did not lack it. As long as there is enough demon blood, Lin Bai's energy and blood power will continue to increase. This book on swordsmanship is a fragment. There are no sword moves in it, only cultivation techniques. Ji Bei reminded. There are no sword moves in this sword manual. Lin Baizi flipped through it carefully and found that there were indeed no sword moves. The Dragon River sword technique was once one of the 3 most unique sword techniques of the Lingjian sect. It's a pity that the sword technique was taken away 100 years ago, Ji Bei said to himself. Chapter 57 Dragon River Sword Technique. You are listening at novelfull.audio. A big event happened in the Lingjian sect 100 years ago. The old sect leader died suddenly. The top disciple of the Lingjian sect stole the peerless swordsmanship and the judge left the sect. This caused the Lingjian sect to collapse, Ji Bei added. Although Lin Bai has lost part of the sword moves of Longhe sword technique, he can condense the dragon power sword chi according to the technique. Lin Bai, don't underestimate this dragon power sword chi. The power of an ox is equal to 900 caddies, the power of a tiger is equal to 9,000 caddies, and the power of a dragon is equal to 90,000 caddies. A dragon power sword energy is equal to the power of a dragon. In other words, once you condense the dragon power sword chi, the power of one sword chi is equivalent to 90,000 kilograms of power. Do you think, in the face of such power, you still need sword moves? Ji Bei smiled lightly. Wouldn't that be a direct crush? Lin Bai said excitedly. Ji Bei sighed softly and said, yes, it's a pity that there are basically no warriors in the true martial realm who can condense the dragon power sword energy. Only masters like the Great Elder can condense 3 dragon powers. It's just sword energy. The Great Elder has just condensed 3 dragon power sword energies. It seems that this dragon river sword technique is indeed difficult to practice. Lin Bai said with some distress. The Great Elder is one of the top 10 elders, and even with his cultivation, he was able to condense 3 dragon power sword energy. The reason why the Great Elder dared to throw the Dragon River Sword technique to Lin Bai was because the Great Elder firmly believed that Lin Bai could not condense the Dragon Power Sword chi at all. If the Dragon River Sword technique does not condense the Dragon Power Sword chi, it will be useless. It's just a waste of martial arts, so the Dragon River Sword technique is a first-grade Xian level martial skill. The young sect master once also practiced the Dragon River Sword technique, but he could not condense the Dragon Power Sword chi. He persisted for 3 years and then gave up. After this, no one in the Lingjian sect was willing to practice the Dragon River Sword technique. Therefore, the Dragon River Sword art in Lin Bai's hand should be the last unique copy in the Lingjian sect. Hey, you rejected the Great Elder, and you will have many hard days in the future. Ji Bei sighed softly and saw that there was no one in the disciple recruitment hall. He secretly stuffed a book of martial arts into Lin Bai's arms. I'll leave first. You can take care of yourself. Dragon River Sword art, don't practice it, it's a waste of time. Ji Bei warned before leaving. Lin Bai touched his arms. There is a book somewhere with star-cutting sword technique written on it. Ji Bei secretly gave Lin Bai a martial arts book. This move made Lin Bai so moved that he almost cried. In this cold and ruthless world, where the weak and the strong prey on the strong, few people would lend a helping hand to Lin Bai, and Ji Bei has helped him again and again. Elder Ji Bei, thank you very much. If Lin Bai has a place in the Shenwu Kingdom in the future, he will definitely help you fly thousands of miles. The kindness I received today will never be forgotten by Lin Bai. Lin Bai bowed deeply to Elder Ji Bei's back. It was Ji Bei who took Lin Bai and despite his low martial arts spirit in Lingxi City, brought him to Lingjian sect and gave him a path to practice. It was Ji Bei who delivered the fatal blow to Tianyi for him when he was in the new hospital, allowing Lin Bai to survive. It was Ji Bei who secretly gave Lin Bai a copy of the 5th grade Xian level swordsmanship and martial arts. Regardless of the sect rules and punishment when the Great Elder made things difficult for him, Lin Bai burst into tears, wiped the corners of his eyes, and walked out of the apprenticeship hall, returned to the residence with Qi Xiaolong and Tai Dan. Oh, Lin Bai, you are so stupid, how can you refuse the Great Elder? Qi Xiaolong said with some annoyance. I can still practice well without relying on the Great Elder. What does it matter? Lin Bai chuckled. But, you don't know that the Great Elder is famous for his small belly. If you offended him today, your life in the Lingjian sect will probably not be easy in the future. Qi Xiaolong said. It doesn't matter, the water will flow naturally when it reaches the bridge. Besides, you also said that the Great Elder is Xiang Tianyi's father. And Xiang Tianyi and I will have a life and death showdown 3 months later. At that time, only one of us can survive. If I kill Xiangtiani, do you think I can still live in peace with the Great Elder? Lin Bai smiled slightly. Qi Xiaolong was stunned for a moment, thinking of this. Hey, that's right. Okay, I'm tired after a day of trials. Let's go and rest. Lin Bai said with a smile. Qi Xiaolong and Taidan also worked hard for a day in the trial, and were already exhausted physically and mentally. They both returned to the room, fell on the bed and fell asleep. Lin Bai did not sleep, but took out the star-slashing sword technique and Dragon River sword technique. The first thing I read was Dragon River sword art. Lin Bai was very interested in using the power of blood and true energy to condense sword energy. It's a pity that Long He's sword technique does not have sword moves. Otherwise, this sword technique would be at least 5th grade of Earth level or above. A single dragon power sword chi has a power of 90,000 kilograms, which is no less powerful than a full-strength strike of a 5th level mystic level martial art. Such a powerful swordsmanship, Great Elder, I have to thank you for giving him to me. Lin Bai smiled happily. Others are afraid that the energy and blood in their bodies is not enough to condense the dragon power sword energy. But Lin Bai was not afraid at all. As long as there is enough demon blood, Lin Bai's energy and blood power will continue to recover. After watching Longhe Sword Ju all night, Lin Bai engraved every word in it firmly in his mind. Later, Lin Bai destroyed the book of Longhe Sword Technique. Star-cutting sword technique. Taking out this secret book, Lin Bai thought of Ji Bei. Elder Ji Bei, I will not let you down. I will definitely stand firm in the Lingjian sect. Lin Bai said firmly. Ji Bei gave Lin Bai the star-cutting sword technique simply because he wanted Lin Bai to practice well and work hard to become stronger. There are 3 moves in total in the star-cutting sword technique, but these 3 moves are extremely powerful, especially the last move, which is almost as powerful as the 8th grade Xian level martial arts. The first style is Meteor Falling and Moon Slash. The second style is the God of Death Lone Star. The third form is to cut across the starry sky. I practiced silently for 7 days. In 7 days, the star-cutting sword technique has finally reached the level of Xiaocheng. Forget it, we can only go so far now. Lin Bai said calmly. Next, let's see if we can condense a dragon power sword energy. Lin Bai took out the bodies of the sky-swallowing demonic python, the black demonic wolf, and the flame-stepping bull, but the blood had not yet been exhausted. Take out the corpses of the 3 true martial beasts, and if the condensed dragon power sword energy drains away Lin Bai's energy and blood, Lin Bai had better replenish it as soon as possible to avoid dying due to lack of vitality. Let's start. The moment he activated the Dragon River sword technique, Lin Bai felt the blood flowing all over his body rush towards his abdomen crazily. The blood surged wildly, like the waves of a river, and condensed into a blood dragon in the body, entering the dantian. Call --at this moment, the blood in Lin Bai's body was almost exhausted. Lin Bai's body was like a mummy, without blood. Holy crap. We're only halfway through, and I can't hold on any longer. Chapter 58 A Dragon Power Sword Chi. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Holy crap. We're only halfway through, and I can't hold on any longer. Lin Bai hurriedly stopped and activated the Divine Demon Prison Suppressing Technique, sucking out all the blood of the sky-swallowing demonic python, black demonic wolf, and flame-stepping bull. The rolling power of qi and blood was injected into Lin Bai's body, replenishing his lost power of qi and blood. The blood dragon roaring in his dantian became restless again. Get down! The blood dragon almost wanted to break through Lin Bai's dantian and fly away into the sky. Supplemented by the energy and blood of the 3 true martial realm monsters, Lin Bai's power doubled in an instant, knocking the blood dragon down into his dantian. The body of the blood dragon was broken into pieces and turned into a trace of blood-red gas, lying quietly in the dantian. Maid, it was so dangerous, I almost got killed by myself. Although he had condensed the dragon power sword chi, Lin Bai was not happy at all. Just when he was condensing the dragon power sword chi, if there were not 3 true martial realm monsters nearby, and Lin Bai stopped in time to absorb the power of qi and blood to replenish himself. Just now, Lin Bai had to be sucked alive into a mummy by the Dragon River sword technique and died. After a long period of lingering fear, Lin Bai calmed down. It seems that we need to prepare more things to increase the power of qi and blood in the future, and continue to condense the dragon power sword qi. It's so difficult. If I hadn't mastered the god and demon prison suppression technique, which can quickly absorb the demon blood to replenish the energy and blood, I wouldn't be able to practice it. Others, let alone others. Lin Bai shook his head and said, feeling lingering fears about Longhe sword Ju. But a sword energy is equivalent to 90,000 kilograms of terrifying power. This kind of risk is worth it. Lin Bai finally felt a hint of joy in his heart when he saw the calm dragon power sword energy in his dantian. I don't know how powerful this dragon power sword qi is. In the future, when it is more condensed, I can take it out to test its power first. But now there is only one, so it's better not to waste it. Lin Bai smiled silly. It's time to go to Baiyun Peak. Lin Bai practiced for 7 whole days without leaving the house, and now that he had just finished practicing, Lin Bai was preparing to go to Baiyun Peak to become a disciple. Lin Bai, you have to go out. When Lin Bai just came out, Qi Xiaolong and Tai Dan also went out. Yes, I haven't been out for a long time. I plan to go out for a walk. What about you, where do you plan to go? Lin Bai looked at Qi Xiaolong and Tai Dan curiously. Qi Xiaolong and Tai Dan both rushed to say, of course we are going to watch the outer sex martial arts competition. Recently, many veteran disciples have invited new warriors who have just entered the sect to fight. We have been fighting for 7 or 8 days in a row. Last night Lone Star defeated 9 second-level warriors of the true martial realm as soon as he came on the field. It's amazing. Tai Dan said with a beaming eyebrow. Has Yi Guxing broken through to the true martial realm? Lin Bai asked curiously. Lin Bai remembered that during the trial, Yi Guxing was at the 9th level of martial arts. It's a breakthrough. It said that it was just yesterday. Qi Xiaolong said. Lin Bai, do you want to come with us and see? You are the new king in the trial. If you go, you can give more face to the new warriors. Qi Xiaolong looked at Lin Bai expectantly. Lin Bai shook his head and said, forget it, I won't go today. I have something to do. If the competition continues tomorrow, I can go and have a look. Say goodbye to Qi Xiaolong and Tai Dan. Lin Bai went straight to Baiyun Peak. This time Lin Bai didn't go up quietly, but went up from the main entrance openly. Disciple Lin Bai, come to pay homage to Senior Ling Tianzi. Lin Bai walked up the mountain and said with respectful fists, he spoke, and the sound echoed throughout the 5 palaces on the top of the mountain, but I didn't get a reply for a long time. Isn't Ling Tianzi at home? Lin Bai murmured to himself. Disciple Lin Bai, come to pay homage to Senior Ling Tianzi. Lin Bai continued to shout. Okay, stop shouting. Master asked me to tell you that he will not accept you as his disciple. At this time, a very impatient young man walked out of the palace. When he came to Baiyun Peak this time, Lin Bai also made inquiries and learned that Ling Tianzi had an apprentice. This is the person in front of me, Li Shanqing. You must be senior brother Li. Hello, senior brother, my name is Lin Bai. Lin Bai shouted happily. I know your name. Li Shanqing said. Lin Bai said, senior brother, I want to see master, is it okay? Master said that he will not accept apprentices anymore. You can go back. Li Shanqing said with a smile. Lin Bai said, I must become my disciple, Ling Tianzi, and you can't stop me. Why, you are still planning to force your way in? Li Shanqing glared and shouted in surprise. I think so too. Lin Bai drew out his spirit-slaying sword, stared at Li Shanqing and said, don't stop me. If you stop me, I won't be polite. Oh ha, my hair hasn't grown all the way yet, so you're not welcome. Li Shanqing was stunned for a moment, then said with a disdainful smile, come on, I will practice with you. Look at the sword. Lin Bai shouted in surprise, and a sword flew out, hitting Li Shanqing directly in the face. You little bastard, just say hello to your face as soon as you make a move. I rely on my face to make a living, you know that. Li Shanqing ducked away quickly. You are so showy and want to show off in front of me, huh? Where are you? Li Shanqing avoided Lin Bai's sword and turned around, but there was no figure of Lin Bai in front of him. Then, Li Shanqing hurriedly looked in the direction of the palace and saw Lin Bai running into the palace. "Senior brother Li, please take your time and play." Lin Bai smiled at Li Shanqing and got into the palace. "Oh, hold the grass, I was tricked by this kid." Li Shanqing hurriedly ran into the palace. Lin Bai entered the palace and searched frantically, and soon found the location of Ling Tianzi. "Do you know that breaking into my palace is a capital crime?" Ling Tianzi said coldly. "Senior Ling Tianzi, my disciples sincerely come to worship me." Lin Bai said to Ling Tianzi. Li Shanqing arrived late at this time and glared at Lin Bai. "Little bastard, you run very fast." Lin Bai smiled at Li Shanqing. Ling Tianzi said, "We have never met, why do you insist on worshipping me as your teacher?" "My third uncle said that looking at the entire Lingjian sect, you are the only one who can teach me. And I have been to Baiyun Peak many days ago, and I found that my third uncle was right." Lin Bai smiled lightly. "Who is your third uncle?" Ling Tianzi asked curiously. "My third uncle is a nobody, his name is Lin Yu." Lin Bai replied casually. "Lin Yu." Upon hearing this name, Ling Tianzi's eyes shrank deeply and he asked again. "He is your third uncle. Then who are you, Lin Duo? Do you know my father?" Lin Bai asked in surprise. Ling Tianzi chuckled, "So that boy is your father, no wonder you two look so alike. Okay, for Lin Duo's sake, I'll give you a chance. Lin Bai, but before I accept you as my disciple, I have to give you a test. In 4 months, it will be the ranking battle for the outer disciples. If you can become the first among the outer disciples within 4 months, I will accept you as a registered disciple and teach you this as a peerless swordsmanship. If you can become a core disciple within a year, I will accept you as a formal disciple and teach you everything I have learned." Ling Tianzi said calmly. "Is this true?" Lin Bai asked in surprise. Chapter 59 Battle of Newcomers, Additional Update. Please collect. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Of course I take it seriously. Ling Tianzi said with a smile. Lin Bai was overjoyed and agreed, "Okay, in the outer disciple ranking competition in 4 months, I will definitely get the first place. Within 1 year, I will definitely become a core disciple." Lin Bai said happily. The origin of Ling Tianzi was mysterious. That day, after Lin Bai saw Lei Juejian's intention, he must have made up his mind to become Ling Tianzi's disciple. Moreover, Lin Bai was also very confident about the ranking of outer disciples 4 months later. There are still 4 months left. If Lin Bai works harder, improves his cultivation, and cultivates a few more dragon power sword chi, it shouldn't be difficult to win the first place. As for the core disciples, Lin Bai would have to think about it after entering the inner sect. In 3 months, there will be a life-and-death battle with Xiang Tianyi and Su Zilong. In 4 months, we will take first place in the outer disciple ranking competition. You will become a core disciple within 1 year. When the challenge comes, my blood is on fire. An excited smile appeared on Lin Bai's lips. Lin Bai likes to challenge and make breakthroughs. "Senior, I have one more thing to apologize to you for. That day I sneaked up to Baiyun Peak and accidentally destroyed your study hall." Lin Bai looked at Ling Tianzi and said weakly. Lin Bai was very afraid that this incident would affect Ling Tianzi's favorability towards Lin Bai, but when Lin Bai brought it up at this moment, Ling Tianzi smiled casually. "This matter is harmless. You can go down and practice hard." Ling Tianzi's answer was neither painful nor itchy, but Lin Bai was a little unpredictable. "Yes," Lin Bai said, turned and left the palace. Li Shanqing followed him out. "Senior brother, Senior is probably angry with me." Lin Bai looked at Li Shanqing curiously and asked. "Lin Bai, don't think too much. Master doesn't have time to be angry with you. Besides, do you think you would have been able to set foot on Baiyun Peak without Master's acquiescence?" Li Shanqing said with a smile. Looking at Li Shanqing's smile, Lin Bai always felt that this person had evil intentions. "Senior brother, who do you mean?" "Senior knew when I came to Baiyun Peak." Lin Bai said in surprise. When he went to Baiyun Peak that day, Lin Bai was very careful. He didn't even wake up any sleeping birds in the forest, Emperor Ling actually knew. Nonsense. If Master didn't know, how could he show you the intention of Lei Ju's sword? Li Shanqing said angrily. Li Shanqing felt angry when he thought about the book haul. Lin Bai originally destroyed it, but he was asked to repair it. The Lei Ju sword intent was given to me by my senior. Lin Bai was shocked again. Immediately, Lin Bai smiled bitterly in his heart. It turned out that all his little thoughts were under the control of Ling Tianzi. Lei Juejian intends to put such a precious thing in front of you casually, do you think? Li Shanqing glared at Lin Bai and said. You don't know the preciousness of Lei Juejian's intention now, but you will know it later. Li Shanqing added casually. Lin Bai was also surprised that day. When he picked up the first book, Lin Bai didn't see Lei Juejian's intention, but when he put it down, he actually saw it. Lin Bai didn't think it was strange at that time, but now Li Shanqing said this, Lin Bai fan suddenly realized that this must have been arranged by Emperor Ling. Thank you, senior brother, for informing me. Lin Bai cupped his fists and thanked him. Lin Bai, you have to work hard. Master still feels very good about you. As long as you work hard, maybe you can really become my junior brother. Li Shanqing said with a chuckle. I certainly will. That while talking, Lin Bai walked down Baiyun Peak. Li Shanqing watched Lin Bai leave before returning to the palace. Master, you really have to accept him. Why not? Although his martial spirit is not high, he is talented and intelligent. Others can't understand the intention of Lei Ju's sword after seeing it hundreds of times. He understood it after watching it twice. This alone has surpassed many people. The only flaw is his martial spirit. Martial spirit represents a warrior's potential, which is why I set up these two tests for him. As long as he can get first place in the ranking battle 4 months later and become a core disciple a year later, it means that although his martial spirit is low, his cultivation speed and potential are no less than that of an earth-level martial artist. A warrior of the soul. In this case, it's not a bad idea for me to accept him as my disciple. Ling Tianzi said slowly and leisurely. Master is still far-sighted. Li Shanqing said with a smile. Ling Tianzi understood. Lin Bai left Baiyun Peak. It was still early. Returning to their residence, they found that neither Qi Xiaolong nor Tai Dan had gone home yet. They should have gone to watch the competition. I don't know if the competition is over yet, so I'll go and join in the fun. Lin Bai laughed playfully and just returned home, then turned around and walked out. Every year after the new warriors pass the review test, they will participate in the rookie competition. The newcomer martial arts competition is a kind of competition between the veteran disciples and the newcomer disciples. Usually before going on stage, there will be a certain amount of bets. After walking out of the newcomer's courtyard, Lin Bai soon came to a square. This square was crowded with warriors. There is a competition platform in the center of the square. At this moment, there happened to be 2 warriors on it, fighting fiercely. Lin Bai actually knew one of these 2 warriors. It was Yi Guxing. Yi Guxing had a battle with Lin Bai during the trial. At that time, Yi Guxing's swordsmanship was extremely high, almost as good as Lin Bai's. After fighting for thousands of rounds, Lin Bai finally realized that it was a misunderstanding, and then they both gave up. Brother Yi Guxing, come on, show these veteran disciples that we newcomers are not easy to bully. Come on, Yi Guxing, beat them to death. Hit him. Yi Guxing. Many new warriors roared with ferocity, but no matter what, Yi Guxing was accidentally found a flaw by his opponent, and he was knocked off the competition stage with a punch. All the new warriors had a look of loneliness on their faces when they saw Yi Guxing's defeat. Okay. Well done to senior brother Guliang. These new warriors have just started and dare to clamor against us. We should show them some respect. It's just that these new warriors don't understand the rules. Well done, senior brother Guliang. Seeing Guliang win immediately made many veteran disciples feel proud. Guliang stood on the stage and glanced at Yi Guxing disdainfully. Is there any new warrior who dares to come up and challenge me? Guliang asked arrogantly. He was a warrior at the first level of the true martial realm, although Yi Guxing is in the same realm. After all, Guliang entered the Lingjian sect 2 years before Yi Guxing. He has strong qi, pure cultivation, and advanced martial arts, but Yi Gushing lags behind Guliang in all aspects. Losing is normal. If Yi Gushing is given a few more days to perfect his cultivation, qi, and martial arts, then there is no telling who will win in this battle. Don't you think any of you new warriors can fight? Are you new warriors all a bunch of trash? Ha 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 ha. Guliang stood on the competition stage and said sarcastically with a wild laugh, P.S., more updates. When you see the brothers and sisters here, remember to click to collect and leave a comment. Thank you. Chapter 60 Lin Bai appears. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Is it true that none of the new warriors can fight? Are they all useless? Guliang stood on the competition stage and said with a wild laugh. New warrior, whoever dares to come up and fight me will be rewarded with 10,000 spirit stones. Guliang said, Guliang's martial arts cultivation is at the first level of Zhenwu. Except for Nanli Dao and Yi Gushing, the other newcomers are all stuck at the 8th or 9th level of martial arts. They are unable to fight Guliang. Yi Gushing and Nanli Dao were both defeated one after another. It seems that the new warriors have already lost their momentum. Are all new warriors cowards? Isn't there anyone who dares to go up and fight senior brother Guliang? This year's newcomers can't do it. That's right, they are all cowards. Many veteran disciples also started mocking him. Some newcomer warriors were so angry that they retorted, why are you so proud? Lin Bai, the number one among our newcomer warriors, hasn't come yet. That's right, the newcomer Wang Lin Bai hasn't come yet. I don't know what you are so proud of. Guliang, when Lin Bai comes, I will beat you down. Many new warriors shouted Lin Bai's name. Lin Bai stood in the crowd and touched his nose depressedly. Qi Xiaolong, didn't I tell you to invite senior brother Lin Bai to come over? Why are you still here? A new warrior said to Qi Xiaolong. Lin Bai is practicing in seclusion and has no time to come here. Qi Xiaolong said with some reluctance. In fact, he also wanted to go back and ask Lin Bai to come, but what would happen if Lin Bai came? Guliang was at the first level of Zhenwu, while Lin Bai was at the 9th level of martial arts. Even if Lin Bai comes, he can't defeat Guliang. Since your new king won't come, then come up and fight. Guliang said to Qi Xiaolong with a sneer. After I beat you to the ground, you go back and tell Lin Bai, that shrinking turtle, that I, Guliang, am waiting for him on the martial arts stage. Come if you feel like it. Guliang laughed wildly. Qi Xiaolong was so angry that he was about to climb onto the competition stage as he spoke. You've gone too far to bully others, I'll fight you. Wait a minute. Just at this time, suddenly a scream came from the crowd. Everyone looked at it. An ordinary young man silently raised his head and smiled bitterly. Lin Bai. The new warrior recognized Lin Bai immediately and shouted ecstatically. Senior brother Lin Bai is here. That's great. Let's see how crazy Guliang can be. Yi Gushing and Nanli Dao both looked at Lin Bai. Lin Bai walked to Qi Xiaolong and said, you are no match for him, so let me do it. Lin Bai, don't go, you can't beat him. Qi Xiaolong reminded. At this time, Nanli Dao and Yi Gushing also came over and said, Lin Bai, this person has been on the competition stage for 7 days and has basically defeated all the new warriors. If you can't do it, don't hold on. Go up. Nanli Dao also said, that is, we have just entered the door, so it is normal for our cultivation to be insufficient. It doesn't matter. He said there are 10,000 spirit stones. I'm quite interested in these spirit stones. Lin Bai smiled faintly. To practice the god and demon prison suppression technique, you need heavenly materials and earthly treasures, the divine blood of monsters and beasts, or rare elixirs. Among the treasures of heaven, materials and earth, there are spiritual stones. Spirit stone is a unique mineral that is condensed from spiritual veins. Warriors can directly absorb the spiritual energy inside and improve their cultivation. You are just the shy turtle Lin Bai. I thought you didn't dare to come. Okay, come on stage when you're here, Guliang said with a relaxed look. Hee. Lin Bai went up on the stage with a smile. Senior brother Lin Bai is on stage. Many new warriors looked excited when they saw Lin Bai walking up. I thought he was some powerful character, but it turned out to be a piece of garbage at the 9th level of martial arts. It's not as good as Yiguxing and Nanli Dao. That's right, senior brother Guliang can defeat him with one move. The audience burst into laughter when they saw Lin Bai on stage. TCH. The 9th level of martial arts is really rubbish. As expected, none of the new warriors this time can take a fancy to them. Guliang saw Lin Bai's cultivation and immediately laughed with disdain. You, a real first-level martial artist, dare to speak against me, Lin Bai immediately counterattacked. What? I am a whole level higher than you. Do you think you are still capable of defeating me? Guliang said angrily. 3 swords are enough to defeat you, Lin Bai said this lightly. Arrogant, I really want to see how you can defeat me with 3 swords. Guliang's momentum suddenly roared towards him, carrying a force that would destroy the world and suppress it towards Lin Bai. 100 Battles Fist, the first style, look at all directions. Guliang came out indifferently, and a domineering fist rushed towards Lin Bai. The fist's radiance was incomparable, causing smoke and dust to fill the sky. Lin Bai's steps flashed and he nimbly avoided the blow. With this punch, I will kill you. Guliang didn't get discouraged even though he missed a punch. He quickly stepped forward and punched out again. You are a piece of trash at the 9th level of martial arts, but you still dare to go up and fight with senior brother Guliang. That's right, you really don't know how to live or die. Many veteran warriors suddenly laughed together. Lin Bai was pushed into the corner by Gu in an instant and had no way to retreat. The new warrior's heart was stuck in his throat. If Lin Bai loses, then the new warriors will be defeated across the board. Yiguxing and Nanli Dao also looked at the battle on the competition stage with a serious face. I said, 3 swords will definitely defeat you. Thunder Sword. The spirit's laying sword was suddenly pulled out from Lin Bai's scabbard, a trace of lightning flashed out, and a fierce sword hit Guliang's fist. Bang! Guliang's punch was actually shattered by Lin Bai, causing him to take 3 steps back. Good boy, you have some ability, but your ability is not enough for me. 100 Battles Fist, second style, hunting the world. Guliang rushed over with another punch. The second sword. Lin Bai's second sword flew forward and knocked Guliang back again. I said, 3 swords will definitely defeat you. This is the third sword. After repulsing Guliang, Lin Bai turned from attack to defense. His ghostly movements suddenly rushed towards him thinking of Guliang. The spirit-cutting sword buzzed, and a monstrous sword power filled the air. Meteor falling moon slash. When Lin Bai rushed in front of Guliang, his sword suddenly rose into the sky and slashed down in anger. A bright crescent moon sword light fell from the sky and struck down heavily. What? Guliang was frightened by Lin Bai's sword, and his face turned pale. He quickly moved his arms forward to block, but the sword spread Guliang's arms wide and hit Guliang's chest hard. There was a click, this shattered Guliang's Shangjie shield, and a sword mark opened from his shoulder to his right navel. There was a bang. Guliang immediately fell down onto the martial arts stage. Hiss, you can hear the falling snow. Seeing Guliang's defeat, the whole place was silent. His eyes widened and he looked at Lin Bai in disbelief. Senior brother Lin Bai wins. The new warriors cheered loudly after being stunned for a short time. P.S. Let's talk about the update issue. The new book is guaranteed to be updated 3 times in the morning, noon, and afternoon. There will be no interruption. There will be additional updates on weekends. In addition, collecting new books is very important. Dear friends and brothers, please use your little hands and click to collect and send recommendation votes. Thank you.